Bring up Sammy.
Hi.
Here's the happy trio. Hey everybody, it's MK. Welcome back to MK Quilts. So I'm just gonna wait just a second, see if we get some people populating and joining us live. Give us a shout out when you pop on. Tell us who you are and where you're coming to us from. Hey Naldo. All right. Well, as people pop on, just want to welcome you guys to my weekly live feed. Just let you know that I want to thank all of you so much for all of your birthday wishes last weekend. We had a really awesome time as a family over at Disney. We went, my daughter and son-in-law live back in that area now, and they are Disney freaks, and they pretty much did all the planning for us. They got us some discounted tickets, and they got us a nice room at a Disney resort. Paul's mom came along, as you know, and she rode her first roller coaster in 50 years. She did great. And so thank you so much for all those birthday wishes. It was a wonderful, wonderful weekend, but we are back in the studio. And actually, I came into the studio late today. Paul and I had kind of a board meeting this morning. Well,
I was bored.
We're the only two members of the board right now, but you know, here we are, we're business partners, we're life partners, and sometimes it just seems like we don't have enough time to just like check in with each other and, you know, just talk about things that we were thinking about for MK Quilts and just, you know, things that have happened in the last week. We decided that we need to have a board meeting more often. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going. I have the list today, but it's handwritten by Mr. MK, so hopefully I can understand.
Yeah, it's my fault. Yes, dear.
I can understand and read his notes. So the first item on the list is we wanted to take an opportunity to welcome new members to the group. So we had quite a few new members actually just in the last week or so. So I thought, once again, I do this every once in a while, I would just pause for a minute and reintroduce ourselves. So I'm Melissa. This is Paul. You're looking at us coming from my working studio here in Palm Harbor, Florida. This is MK Quilts. Oh, and how could I forget our mascot, Samson? And we are handy quilter retailers here on the west central coast of Florida. And we come to you every week with a live feed just to kind of, you know, keep in touch with you guys, let you know what's going on here in our business, in our world. Now, we're coming to you, hopefully this week we got it right, inside of the Pro Stitcher Sim Style group. So just kind of a heads up for those of you who may be new. I created the Sim group probably, it was over 2 years ago because it was before my son-in-law and daughter moved to Las Vegas. So 2.5-ish years ago, or maybe even close to 3, as a way for me to have a platform to share with you everything that I do that's simulation related, right? Because that's kind of my specialty. It's my love. It's how I quilt here in my studio. And I just thought, you know, that would be a great way for me to share with other people who wanted to learn about simulation. Now, since that time, the page has really grown really more into our personal business platform for us, not only to share all things simulation, but to also share with you what's going on with MK Quilts, any specials that we're having, any, you know, just anything. So if you're here and you're just thinking, well, I thought this was just simulation, yes, I still do share on that. We chatter about that. We answer questions about anything Pro Stitcher related, simulation related, but you're also going to see us talking about MK Quilts. Okay, so welcome to the group. Glad to have you. And yeah, just keep following. Okay, what's next on Mr. MK's list? Okay, Houston. So I do believe that today is the first day of Houston Quilt Market, right? So Houston kind of spans a couple of weeks, right? So this week is for the retailers and the wholesalers and all of that, right? So it's for vendors only this week. Someday I'm going to be there for the vendor portion of it too. But next week is when I'm going to be in Houston myself as a show goer. And we wanted to talk and remind you, I know we've mentioned it before, we talked about it last week, but if you are at that point where you're ready for a machine, or maybe you have a friend that's ready for a machine, or you're ready for an upgrade, or you're ready to add on Pro Stitcher to a machine you already have, well, if you're going to be in Houston, you can walk yourself up to the little Handy Quilter booth. You can see what they've all got going on there. They're going to have balloons, and they're going to have bags, and they're going to have the top brass are going to be there. And when you go in there and you test drive and you're like, yep, I want to get a Forte, or yep, I want to get an Amara, yep, I want an Infinity, I want to add Pro Stitcher on, they're going to write up a little form for you, and they're going to ask you, who would you like your retailer to be? There's your chance, right? There is your chance to say, you know what? We want MK and Mr. MK and Samson too.
So what might they get if they do that they wouldn't get through other retailers?
Okay, so in Houston, they are going to have a boatload of specials going on for the show. So you are going to get whatever they're offering in Houston, plus you are going to get the opportunity to qualify for our special promotional service and training package, okay? Is that what you wanted me to answer?
You can still be an MK owner even if you buy it at the show.
And it doesn't matter where you live.
So it entitles you to free video, all those things that you can see on the website, and just you will be our customers, and you will get the great support and extras, 10% off Handy Quilter stuff, and everything we give to the people that buy directly from us. So if the mood hits you and you can't just wait to get it from us, go ahead.
Yeah. So basically how that works, you guys, is, you know, Houston International Quilt Festival is going to be for a few days, right? And Handy Quilter is going to be writing up quotes and that type of thing, getting people's information. And then after the show is over, they're going to disseminate all of that information to we, the retailers, okay? So if you make contact with them that day, it's going to take a few days, but we would love to become your retailer. If you live anywhere in the United States, we can work it out. You're going to get the special, whatever's offered in Houston, and then you can go through us. We will work it out with you to come to where you live, set up, train, do all of those things that I have been doing like a mad woman since August of this year, okay? And we really have some of those of you I know who have already reached out. I see some people hopping on that I know you're trying to sell your current machines so that you can do your upgrade at this time, because part of the promotion that's going on right now for Houston with Handy Quilter is these free add-ons that they're including with the machine purchase, right? We got the secret drawer, we got the lighting kit, okay? So just that's it about Houston, but just know that, you know, you can plug in with us. So let's talk a little bit about those. I'm going to just skip ahead a little bit on Paul's list. Let's talk a little bit about those add-ons that just came out from Handy Quilter. First of all, the lighting system. You can get the lighting system to fit whatever configuration of Handy Quilter machine you have.
Or non-Handy Quilter machine.
Right, and I was going to mention that, okay? So all the way from the sit-down machines up to the long arms, now we have a 14-foot table option. You can get a lighting system to fit whatever configuration you have. Now those lighting systems are freestanding units, okay? So even if you don't have a Handy Quilter, I know some of you have joined the group and you're not necessarily Pro Stitcher owners. You have other machine types. You can get the lighting systems as long as the dimensions fit over what dimension you have. You can get that, okay? And we are offering the promotion. This is an MK Quilts promotion only. If you pre-order that from now to the end of Houston International Quilt Festival, which is the 11th, we are going to cover your shipping. No matter how many you buy the lights, you buy the drawers, you buy multiple drawers, we will cover all the shipping on that, okay?
They are officially shipping from Handy Quilter in December. They are not available yet. So even if you buy a machine here in November, you'll get it shipped to you before the end of November, but these lighting systems and drawers will have to come later.
Okay, so let's talk about the drawer next. Wow. We have taken in a bunch of orders already for the drawer. Obviously, you can get them for the studio or the gallery frame. Please, please, please note, because we made a couple of errors when we were selling the sidearm upgrades, straight-legged table frames only, okay? I know some of the older frames had some sort of a angled legs on the ends, and the drawer will not fit by those legs, okay? Some of the questions that have come in for the drawers. Will the handy hammock be a problem? What about the batting bar? We pretty much addressed that. If you use the batting bar with batting on it, probably going to want your drawer on the end of your frame only, because it will interfere with a roll of batting on the bar. If you don't have batting on the bar, or if you don't have the bar on there, no problem. You can fit multiple drawers under your table. The handy hammock looks to me like you will have to lift that up a little bit to get the drawer to pull out. Not a problem. People have asked about clear view loading mode because the bars are dropped down in that configuration. I would say that probably you would want to lift those clear view apparatus up to have easy front facing access to the drawer. Or if you've got ample space like I do here on one of my tables, I would just do a rear face, attach the drawer to face the rear of the table, okay? Then you won't be interfering with your batting bar or the handy hammock or any of that. Probably one of the biggest outstanding questions right now that people have been having, what if you have the high-rise system, the hydraulic lift system? Okay, we have hydraulics on one of my tables, and we have looked at it. I do not think it's going to be a problem. The way that the lifts are attached to the table, the cords are up and out of the way. You can even move the cords if you think you want to. But from what we are seeing with our sets of our own eyes, I don't think the high-rise system is going to be an issue at all. But I do know that some of you have asked Handy Quilter, and hopefully they will give us their official answer about that. And if any of you all hear about that, then of course let me know. I'm thinking that we would probably get a retailer update on that. But I'm looking at my hydraulic lift right now, and I don't think it's going to be a problem. Okay, so get those drawers ordered up, the lights ordered up. It's all on the website, mkquilts.com. Mr. MK did a great job of getting that right up on to there. Okay, let's back up. One of the things we wanted to talk to you about today, really quickly, not in depth, is QPI. Now, I want to thank you guys because there was a post, I think it was last week, somebody was asking about what kind of program should I buy if I want to organize my digital patterns. Now, this post was not on the Sim group. This was on that other group, that other Pro Stitcher group, right? They don't like me to self-promote on there a lot. Sometimes I sneak things in when I can, but I want to thank you guys when you saw that post and you recommended them to come to us to get the QPI, okay? For those of you who are new, that stands for Quilt Pattern Indexer, and it's a wonderful program that we have developed here through MK Quilts to help you organize, visually see your patterns, and be able to search them, okay, with keywording and just basic organization. And it's a really awesome program. We think the price point is right where it needs to be. Now, I'm going to let Mr. MK talk to you a little bit about what we're kind of thinking about for a QPI for the future.
So there's a lot of people doing embroidery where the patterns may have multiple colors, multiple thread and stitches. And we really want to provide, right now we have QPI for Pro Stitcher. It does the Handy Quilter patterns, basically what the Pro Stitcher supports. A lot of people want their embroidery patterns in the same type of program because it's so easy to use. And Melissa's been on me, and I've agreed that I am going to start the engineering process to basically hire the right technical people so that we can get images out of the files that the embroidery machines use. That's the challenge. Every embroidery company uses different file formats. I have to be able to look at it and create you a picture to display. That's the big technical thing, and it's going to take some time and money and some engineering to do. So that being said, I also want to say this, and I'm hesitant, but go to the QPI Facebook page and start putting enhancement requests up there. Things that you think you'd like it to maybe work different, and I will put them on the list. Oh boy. Yes, okay, if you want it green instead of yellow, okay, come on, let's. But there have been some good ideas that have come, and I'll try and make sure I find those as well. But this will be a next year release. It will not add any cost to those that already use it if you just want to do the Pro Stitcher patterns. So new features may appear. For those that have embroidery as well, I'm going to make that a separate license so that you can add it on to what you have, or we could sell it to just embroidery people so they don't have to pay for the
quilting part of it.
Pro Stitcher quilting part of it, but it will be one program. So it'll just be adding licenses to enable features. So we'll keep the cost down so we don't have to raise prices and things. And I really, really appreciate the people that have supported and fed Samson, so to speak, by taking it on. I hope that I've been able to help the few people that have issues. I know we had a antivirus thing. Microsoft's back, got things straight now, but that software development, you got to spend a little time there. But I think everybody's good. If you're still having problems, drop a line via the web page or the Facebook page, and I will get you through it.
So when we introduced QPI, we had a group of beta testers that helped us out with that. And we may be looking for some embroidery folks who have a little bit more knowledge and insight and you know, are very familiar with all of that to tap into for that, for help. And you know, our beta testers, they pretty much got the thing
for free.
Okay.
Yes, we treat our beta babes as best we can. So
let's not get politically incorrect.
Oh no.
Okay,
one more thing.
Okay.
If you're I'm blanking, not, this is what happens to the brain. This is your brain on drugs. The embroidery people, send me the name of your program and the file types that it uses, just the names. And because we're not going to be able to do them all, but if I can get the file types that maybe all of them read or most of them read, that's where we're going to focus first. So that's something else that can be thrown into QPI, and I'll make another post about that today.
Okay. And did you, just speaking about a little bit more about embroidery, did you see some of my posts from when I was in Texas? My host down there had the Mac Daddy Baby Lock embroidery machine. Holy buckets, that thing was sweet. I want one, but I don't have time for that. Okay, there was a little hiccup with PayPal. Again, this is Mr. MK's area of expertise, so let's just talk about the PayPal deal.
So the people in the UK and one person in Canada who thinks her internet routes, or in Alaska whose internet routes through Canada, I think it only affected people trying to make purchases on our site from outside of the United States. And I think PayPal had some additional security that basically it'd kick them back to one of our pages, like starting over. And as much as I tried to even work with people, we couldn't get them to process. So we could bill them separately through PayPal, and so we put the order in and got it straightened out. So let me know of any problems. At least drop us a line. We'll get it taken
you know,
care of.
we try as best we can, you guys. Paul and I are both monitoring things like the board now, the group here, the email. Paul's routing a lot of the emails to him. So, you know, give us a day to at least acknowledge you, reach out, respond, and then if you're not hearing back from us within 48 hours and you've sent a question, please send again. We try our best to stay on top of things, but you know, things happen and we travel and we go to Disney and we may miss something, okay? All right, so events. I wanted to talk about my Daytona event. I did have one lady who had to cancel that because she is running standard, Pro Stitcher standard. She's not able to upgrade right now. The expense of a tablet and all of that is too much. So I did want to reiterate that all of my instruction that I do now when I go out on the road, I teach in premium, okay? So sorry that I had to lose her, but I just wanted to make sure that y'all know that I am, you know, I'm always trying to stay ahead with whatever Handy Quilter's got. So it's premium from here on out for MK. All right. I put up a post a couple of weeks ago about if you're interested in booking me for 2019 to reach out, and I had a load of folks reach out to me. A big group of you all were very interested for me to come to Colorado next year, north of Denver. Okay, so I am really going to try to work that one out for sure. I think there was some chatter about something here in Florida. Of course, I'm willing to go in Florida. All I got to do is hop in the car and drive, okay? So if any of y'all think you would like to host me next year, just reach out. I'm making an actual handwritten list. And just remember, you get the machine purchase through MK Quilts. Normally, right, we work all of that in where I'm going to come and train you for free, right? Included with the price of your machine. So keep that in mind. I am going to be working on, I don't know if I'm going to get it on the frame today, but when I was traveling, I think it was when I was in Minnesota, I was working on a whole cloth layout. And many of you were watching me as I was building that whole cloth layout. And it ended up to be like a huge layout, like it was too big for the machine. So I had to size it down. It's going to be like 101 by 115 or something like that. So I am going to create a new class for that, and it's going to be a whole cloth class. It's going to be different from the whole cloth that I already have available. It's actually going to be you, much like the rest of my mini classes, you actually see me build the layout, stitch it out. This is a huge whole cloth, and I've not stitched a big one before. So if I come up on a hiccup and I have to figure it out, then you're going to get to walk along with me and see how am I approaching it? How am I, doing things when something doesn't go according to plan and all of that, okay? So that's going to take a while. That's going to be loaded on the frame for a while. I would say I'm going to put a goal to have that out before Christmas. Maybe in a month from now or so. So keep watching for that. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm super excited. I got some beautiful black fabric. I'm planning gold thread on there. I think it's going to be fun.
Hold on. Can I choose the next thing?
Yes.
Okay. Gift certificates. If she's got a new video coming out, you might want to tell your family that, you could get me a gift certificate on MK Quilts, and it could be a gift for you. So, and of course, everything on the gift certificate can go towards a machine purchase, anything. We'll honor everything, and if you want your money back, we'll give you your money back. But get your friends, family, and enemies all lined up with MK Quilts gift certificates.
All right, good job, babe. All right, another video, I was just telling Paul that I'm going to need his help. I had somebody reach out to me. They kind of caught me, actually. I am a creature of habit, you guys, and I build in certain things into the way that I do things because that makes the process go for me just like quick as slick silver. But somebody asked me, MK, you sold all of these new sidearms and you're not using Clearview mode for loading. I know. So I have been working on that this week. The quilts that I've been loading on Forte, I've been using Clearview, and I think you can kind of see the one I'll show you here in a minute, using Clearview mode over there on Forte. But I do plan to make a new loading video just to kind of show you as I've been working through that new configuration, things that are working for me. I do load my quilt still onto the quilt leader with pinning. I know some of you float. There's probably not going to be a whole lot of things about floating in my loading video because I don't do it that way. But I do plan to make that new loading video, and I promise I'll keep using Clearview mode on Forte. I don't have the sidearms yet on McFinity's frame, and so we'll see when Paul can slip that in and get those on. I wanted to mention Thread Club is going strong. Mr. MK finished up October. And just remember on Thread Club, you can sign up at any point in the month, but it really helps us if you sign up from the 1st to about the 14th. So get those Thread Clubs initiated in the beginning of the month, and then we usually place a thread order ourselves to fill in anything that we're missing, and then we send those out at the end of the month. Please, please, please choose your colors. That's one of the big draws we feel for our Thread Club. 3 clones of Omni, free shipping, and you can throw in other items for free shipping on that. Handy quilter gadgets, small things, not huge things, small things we can put in the box. Free shipping on that, and then we send that all out at the end of the month. Why are you laughing?
Just only small things. We'll work it out.
We'll work
when
it
it comes
out.
out to shipping, we'll work it out.
Yes,
I don't think we have
we'll
too
work it
many
out.
huge things to sell.
The last thing that we have on the list, and then we'll show you what's on the frames, is and then you might want to use your gift certificates for things like this. There are a few items that we recommend that you have on hand all the time. Probably the first big one, and I talk to my students about this a lot when I travel, is always have an extra bobbin casing around. Okay, I think I have a couple on hand here in the studio at all times. If you drop that thing, if you bend it, I had one snap off, one of the little things on the side completely snapped off. That little piece of equipment is small, right? It's like this big. I'm looking at my eye, that big. But you break that baby and that's the only one you got, you're dead in the water until you get another one, okay? It is a little bit higher ticket item, but if you do this professionally, you gotta have a backup on hand.
And you maybe even have an attention issue and you just want to eliminate, am I wearing out this?
Yep.
Or whatever. So it's just a good troubleshooting tool to have as well.
Yep. Bobbins, of course, have extra bobbins. Needles, holy buckets. We've talked about the ballpoint needles, like, you know, we've beat that horse to death. It's all I use here, you guys. I just saw another post like a week or so ago. Oh, I can't stitch right to left. If you see a lot of my videos recently, I'm purposely trying to put shots up of my machine stitching from right to left. I have no problems doing that. So if you have it set correctly, if it's timed correctly, you got the needle in there right, you got your tension right, you got a ballpoint needle in, it is not a problem to stitch right to left. And then the extra hand wheel, and I will show you how I use that extra hand crank in my loading video. The one I have up on YouTube, my loading video, it shows double hand cranks. The machines only ship with one, but we recommend that you have another hand wheel on for your backing bar. Okay, is that it?
I think so.
I think we covered everything.
Writing.
Yes, good job, honey. Thank you for that.
My arms are getting tired. This
Oh,
14-pound
my word.
dog makes me hot.
He is so stinking
Can I put you
spoiled.
down? No.
All right, let's show you what's on the frame over here. My goodness, I think I've showed you this for a few times now. I'm just getting to the end of this is my quilt. It's that Missouri Star quilt. The pattern is called Katie's quilt. I am just doing the wiggle ditching. I do my wiggle ditching at the end. I talk about that all the time when I'm on the road and traveling, that I use my wiggle ditching to kind of anchor down those seams, and then I also use it as a way to kind of hide any place where I've had a little oops with placement or anything like that. All right, so that should be finished up today. Over here on this side, on McForte, we have just a really, really cute bee-inspired quilt. It's just a panel with a few borders on there, and voila, cute as can be. I just happened to look at myself in the camera, noticing my awesome lipstick for today. Just wanted to mention to you, get a little shtick in there for my Senegence business as an add-on to MK Quilts. I am doing a bit more posting on Instagram, and I only want to have one Instagram account. It's linked to my MK Quilts page. So if you follow me on Instagram, you're going to see stuff about the beauty products. And if you're interested in any of that, I got samples. I can definitely get you hooked up with some amazing skincare cosmetics and lipstick that stays on, I'm telling you. And you're just seeing a little bit of red on my finger because I had red lip gloss on over the top of it. But the stuff is awesome. Okay, you guys, that's it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Welcome to November. We appreciate all of y'all being followers, all of your business. We sincerely thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being such loyal and great customers. And until we see you again, from my studio to yours, happy quilting. Bye-bye.